Sharif lets me know I'm relieved from my babysitting duties and I can go back to my friends if I want. I decided to stay home for a bit. We were going to bring my mother and the baby to see my other grandmother, my mom's mom, in another part of Brooklyn so she could meet the baby. I wanted to see her, plus, I wanted to see one of my very first best friends since kindergarten. We were close. Once I moved, it put a distance between us but never changed our bond. He doesn't know anything about what's been going on, and I want to catch him up to speed, plus find out what's been going on in his world. They discharged my mom and Shondell 3 days after he was born, and after his first visit to the doctor when he was 4 days old, my mom brought him to meet his grandmother. I hang out with them a bit and then walk over to Chance's building. Chance and I met in kindergarten, literally, we're two peas in a pod since. I didn't even call before I came. If he wasn't home, I'd find him. The hood isn't that big. My grandmother lived in a different housing project all the way in Sheepshead Bay. That's where I was originally from. Thankfully, someone was coming out as I wanted to get in so I could really surprise him. I go into the building and take the elevator to the 5th floor. I hear noise coming out of his apartment, but he had a whole bunch of siblings too. He was the oldest of 5. His mother is Jamaican and his father is Panamanian. I knock on the door and his mother says, "Who?" very loudly. "Summer? Who you say?" Her accent coming through even more. "Summer," I reply again a little louder. She probably thought she's hearing things. I can't tell you the last time I've been over here. Had to be over 6 months now. I have been so caught up with being in Southside. She opens the door immediately expecting it not to be me and has a screw face. When she sees it's me, the screw face turns into a smile and her face lights up. She's not a very tall woman, but she's tough as nails. She's about 5'5", brown skin with short black hair and always dressed nicely, and kept her kids dressed nicely too. "Summer Rayne, where have you been, girl?" She grabs me to hug me. "I know, I haven't been here in forever. I missed you guys." "I can't tell, but we missed you too. Are you hungry? There's some oxtail on the stove." Everyone knows I love West Indian food, especially oxtail. "You know I want some oxtail, Mom." We start laughing. Chance is in his room. "Get your plate, I'll get Chance." I like that idea because the food is smelling amazing. "Oh, look who remembered what projects raised her," Chance says as he enters the kitchen. "I'm forever a Brooklyn girl. Don't play." I turn around. "I can't tell anymore. I don't know." We start laughing. Chance is about 5'7". He's 14 also. His birthday is in September, so he's just a few weeks younger than me. He and Kiana's birthday is actually a day apart. Chance is dark skinned and has the deepest spinning wave that he prides himself on. Refuses to tell anyone the secret and swears he has good hair, whatever that is. "What brings you to pay us Brooklyn folk a visit?" "Ma had the baby. He's at the house." "Word? What she had?" "A boy, Shondell. She got about as much kids as my mom now," he says. "Tell me about it. Crowded ass house." I take my plate and we walk into his room and catch each other up on everything. "Oh, you about to give up that virginity. I see it." "Shut up, Chance. I'm chilling." "Before the end of the year. Watch," he says. I roll my eyes. "I threw my shit away," he says. "Threw what away?" "My virginity." "What? Nigga. With who?" I sound excited to hear the story. "The hood hoe." "What?" My tone is shocked. "It's not that serious for us like it is for y'all. We stick that shit in and pray not to nut in 3 strokes. I got like 5 and it was over." "Oh well, virginity lost." We start cracking up. "Nah, who became the pass around girl?" "Oh, Janisha." "Wow, seriously? I would have never thought she'd be like that." "She started messing with some drug dealer and got turned out." "Oh, shut up," I say in a whiny tone. He starts laughing. Nah, I wasn't even being funny. He started having her sell her pussy and she hasn't looked back. So you paid her? I squint my eyes at him in a playful manner. Nah, just started hanging out with her, telling her she was too pretty for that, better than that, blah, blah, blah. Got some and been ignoring her since. I miss Chance a lot. Wow, you really ain't shit. We start laughing. I gotta try to get out here more often, I continue with. We know that's not happening. Just call more often. I'm tight they jumped you. I know, man. I'm even tighter. I didn't get to see your face, finally uglier than usual, he says. We start laughing again. You wish, bitch. My mom didn't stay long because my grandmother didn't have a lot of space. Plus, Reefy and Cheyenne are very active. I decided to stay behind and spend some time with my grandmother. I missed her a lot. She's so tiny but so feisty. She's about 4'10" with blue-gray eyes and short silver hair. You're about to be 15. I'm surprised you want to hang out with an old lady, my grandmother says. Nana, you know you're my favorite girl. She starts to chuckle. I could talk to her for hours. She had so many stories and was so tough. She was robbed like 3 or 4 times at gunpoint, knife point, but she kept pushing through. I used to ask her how she was still able to be so trusting towards people, and she said she prayed for those who robbed her. She assumed they needed the money or food, so she prayed for them, well, and to keep herself safe. What are your birthday plans? I have no idea, Nana. I didn't even give it much thought. I had like 2 weeks before my 15th birthday and no real plans. My mom was going to take me out to eat, and so is my dad on different days. Probably. I'd do something with Claudia and Kiana on the block, I guess, our normal music and food thing. I don't really care much about anything big. When I left my grandma's house the next day, I had to go home first, then we all went over to Claudia's later in the day. I don't know why I couldn't go straight to Claudia's, but my mother insisted I come home first. Her mom wanted to see the baby, so she cooked for my mom and Sharif. While the adults were chatting, Claudia's mom sent us to the store to grab some things she was missing, so Claudia and I start off toward the store. As we walk out, Tavior was coming out of Evan's house, and my face was more shocked and nervous. He went to hug me, and I ducked. What happened? He asked. My mother is in the house. She had the baby, and Claudia's mom cooked for her. She wanted to see the baby, so don't even come close to me. She's staying the night? He asked. Nah, she's leaving soon. Okay, see you tonight then. I nod and we continue walking. We get to the store and get back quickly. We both just wanted my mom to leave already. Not that she was bothering us, but we wanted to get over to see our boyfriends. My mom and Sharif stayed for about an hour longer, and when it was time to go, Jeremy cried because Reefy was leaving. My mom promised she'd bring Reefy back one of these days. Jeremy was leaving to go visit his cousins in Brooklyn anyway. He said okay and stopped crying, thankfully. Claudia and I both give each other a look of relief. My mom heads out and Claudia's mom goes right behind her, taking all the kids and her husband. I think we waited like 20 or 30 minutes before going outside in case they forgot anything and came back. Claudia called Evan's house and they were still there. It was around 9 p.m. That's like a first. Tavior was still at Evan's house from earlier, so we just went straight over there. We all sat in the living room portion for a bit laughing, and then naturally they left to the back, leaving Tavior and me on the couch. I snuggled up next to Tavior while we were watching a movie, and I knew he was going to kiss me. That's why I snuggled. We were kissing for what felt like a while, but it was nice. He started kissing on my neck, and then he whispered he wanted to see what I tasted like. I say, huh? Totally ruining the mood, but I didn't know what the hell that meant. He started to chuckle and went to unbutton my jeans. I got a little annoyed and he said, nah, I don't want to have sex. And I'm not rushing you. I just want to see what you taste like. My slow ass was still not catching on. I'm not trying to be a baby about shit. I didn't want to have sex and I didn't know what taste meant. Whatever. I let him unbutton my shorts. He's still kissing on me, and even softer than before, he starts making his way down and kisses on my stomach. I know, you're thinking I had to realize by now, right? Nah, I'm still clueless. He slowly wiggles my shorts down, and I didn't say anything. I didn't stop him. Next, my panties. And I don't know why I didn't even try to stop him at this point, but everything felt comfortable. I was serious about no sex. I wasn't ready yet. I think maybe because I vowed to myself to be older than 14 since my mom had me at 14. I keep telling myself no sex, no sex, even though all this kissing on me felt really, really good. I had to keep the vow to myself. All the thinking I was doing to myself with all the kissing, and I quickly found out exactly what he meant by see what I taste like. But holy shit, uh, some form of my innocence was gone. I take a deep breath and just let the rest flow.